Okay, good evening, everybody. Welcome to Product Overview with the Wellness Experts. My name is Dr. Betty Smith. I am a registered nurse and a naturopath. I'm the medical director of Akana. I am a founder of Akana, and I am a wellness coach. So tonight we are going to discuss Aronia berry juice and its marvelous benefits. And first of all, we're going to just review a tape of no, I'm sorry, not, he should be a doctor, Dr. Aronia, Farmer Tony, who is the producer, the farmer who actually grows and manufactures our Aronia berry juice. And so I'm going to let him do the honors of first of all, giving us some information about those awesome berries.
Started looking at it and I found out that it was native to the United States, that Native North Americans have used it for centuries to cure the common cold. I mean, it's in their medicine book today. And as I started looking at the antioxidants and some of the studies, and lo and behold, I began finding, literally hundreds of studies. This was back in 2005, 2006. And so then I decided to start looking and see if anybody was growing these bushes. And I found some bushes up in Minnesota at a nursery, and I planted them on my farm to see how, if they would grow here in South Dakota. And they did great. They made it through a very cold winter, 40 below wind chill factors, and a couple 3 feet of snow. And next spring they came out and they grew like crazy. And so and then the studies, more and more studies kept coming out. 2007, 2008, every year more research was being done around the world. It's probably one of the most studied fruits in the world for the health supporting benefits that these compounds have been identified in Aronia, helping certain issues of human health. And so that's what really drove me to grow these berries and then educate other farmers on how to grow them. When we looked at the micromole antioxidant score of 16,020 micromoles of antioxidants per 100 grams of fresh fruit, and compared that to what we were told that we should be eating, 6,000 micromoles of fruits and vegetables, antioxidants a day. This was going back clear back to 2002, 2003. And then when I found out about Aronia, and just an ounce and a half shot glass of Aronia had 6, 7, 8 times what all this other stuff that they say you needed to eat, which would bankrupt the billfold. So we just started going down that road and growing the berries, and one thing led to another, and people started asking for the product. I know you got some other questions, Scott, but
I do. Talk to me about what first of all, Aronia berry. What's the native, where did it come from?
Well, it's a native plant here in North America. And that's where originally it didn't grow anywhere else in the world except from, like New England states across the upper Midwest, because it has to grow in the northern territories. It has to go through a freeze down period in the winter for it to produce a healthy crop in the spring. And so it's been here for centuries. We don't, I believe that God put this on our planet, and it just came to fruition here in the last 20 years at just the right time, because of the health issues, as Minister Mooney was saying, the problems that we have in our country, let alone what's going on in the world. And, we needed to have this product out there to change people's lives. It helped me. It was the first thing that I noticed that was, the pain. I spent 30 some years in the furniture industry, and back pain, hand pain, arthritis, carpal tunnel, all those kind of things were going wrong, and plus failing eyesight. And it helped me and helped my family. And so we had to just tell it to the world.
I love the story about the Native Americans. Tell us a little bit about that kind of. Remember when you saw that in the journal? Because that was quite a moment for me. I know personally.
It's was the Potawatomi Forest Indian tribe, which pretty much encompasses the northern half of North America, all the tribes that go across North America. And it was in their medicine book. And the name for it was Nicky Newnham, and translated chokeberry. Translated, the scientific name is Aronia melanocarpa. It's a bush. It grows in the northern area, and kind of like just any type of bush that you look at. It has big blossoms, thousands of blossoms in the spring, and then those blossoms turn to berries, and then we harvest them in September. The growth across the United States has been primarily because of our education process and research on what type of soil, what kind of nutrients we need in the soil, what's the microbial activity in the soil, so that it assists in bringing up all those nutrients into the berry to increase the antioxidant content. And so, with the Native Americans knowing what it did, it made sense for me to look into it even more. We now know what we have to do to apply to the soil to make the highest antioxidant fruit in the world. In fact, the matter is, with the right growing practices, we've seen ORAC scores on Aronia going in excess of 41,000 micromoles of antioxidants per 100 grams instead of the 16,000 that the National Institute of Health and the USDA have reported. So that's incredible in and of itself.
I do. I love that, Tony. The Aronia berry has it has some other components.
Yeah.
When we look at that, I want you to talk about those components a little bit, because this isn't just some berry. This is amazing.
First of all, the number one health supporting that has been identified through science and medical research, they're called anthocyanins. Anthocyanins are found in the plant world, and I see Beatrice has a picture of raspberries. They've got anthocyanins in them. Blueberries have anthocyanins in them. But in the Aronia berry, it has anywhere from 20 times to 2,000 times the anthocyanin content in Aronia is what these other fruits do. Anthocyanins are very powerful anti-inflammatories. Science has revealed that they help everything from the eye, the brain, the heart, the circulatory. It also aids in increasing the immune system, strengthen the immune system, and it also acts as a modulator, immunomodulating activity. So when your body overreacts, it actually can modulate the immune system so that it doesn't create additional problems. Inflammation in some instances can be good, like you break an arm, it inflames, so it protects so your bones don't get further damaged. But in other instances, where you get inflammation in your heart or your circulatory system or in your intestinal tract, that can be bad if you get too much. So it modulates that and helps with that inflammation big time. That's the first thing that I noticed once I started drinking or eating the berries on our first harvest. The other thing I noticed that did is help my eyesight. For me, that was very important. And then what I saw from being able to rest a full 8 hours a night. I was a 5 to 6 hour guy, and I was able to sleep for 8 hours and had plenty of energy for the next day. So I ran, I was used to running 15, 16 hours a day. And, that was probably the worst thing I could have done, not eating correctly and not consuming the right foods and the right berry, for example, the Aronia berry. And it acts as a cellular protection. I think all of our, when we talk about drugs and medicines and stuff, a lot of times we don't get to the root cause. And so we need to get to the root cause, which is at the cellular level. And Aronia is a cell protective, the compounds of Aronia are cell protective, so that when we have a mutated cell, the Aronia can actually stop it from mutating. It protects other cells to keep that mutation from invading other cells. So, and that's a lot with inflammation. That's what a lot of times that happens. So we end up getting colds or flus or other sicknesses and diseases. The other thing I noticed that for me, I think my heart rate, my blood pressure, my cholesterol levels, all those things seem to be modifying once I got on this regimen of the Aronia juice twice a day. Now, today I drink a lot more than that because I just really love the taste of it. You know, I'm sitting here tonight and I drank a half a bottle of Aronia berry juice already sitting here. It's just kind of like my go-to beverage now. And it keeps the poisons, you know, the toxins that we breathe. You know, we can't avoid these toxins. You know, in the food we eat, where we go out to eat for supper or go to a restaurant, you don't know where that came from. There are certain things that are in there that have been done to that food to make it taste better, to make it last longer. You know, preservatives, things like that. Those things can build up in our body. And so I love the fact that you talk about detox. That is so important to get that crud, that rusty stuff out of our body. Because once we get that out of our body, we function so much better. Our metabolism rates are better. Our energy levels are better. We sleep better. Our minds are more clear thinking. All those things have a direct effect by getting that detox, you know, getting that crud out of our system. And Aronia, for me, has helped me do that tremendously. I noticed one other thing you're talking about detox, Minister Mooney, was, you know, about getting the liver cleansed, you know, and Aronia has been identified as acts as a chelator to help remove heavy metals from the liver that sometimes just sit in there and they cause a lot of problems long term. You know, when you talk about that little bug that runs around in our guts, in our body, in the blood system, you know, those parasites, it's so important to get rid of them. And when you have these heavy metals in your body, it is harder to do that. And so if you're going to fight that cause, there might be something else that you have to get rid of first. So detoxing, I think, is key to having a successful, healthy lifestyle. One thing about the Aronia berry that I know Scott didn't say, or I know you mentioned it, 1.5 ounces twice a day. And we always recommend that you drink that shot glass, you know, about a half an hour before you eat a meal. Because these antioxidants, these anthocyanins and proanthocyanins and the flavonols, all these polyphenolic substances that are found in Aronia are water-soluble antioxidants, so they absorb into the system very quickly. And that's, I think, is really important to do. If you get it in while you're eating, some people like to do it like, you know, maybe an hour after they eat, which is fine. But if you get it on empty stomach, these compounds will absorb into your body much quicker. Excuse me. The studies and research that have been done on Aronia have now numbered close to 1,000 medical and scientific studies around the world. I got a 55-pound suitcase full of studies that I print off every time I see a new one coming out. And these studies are just really awesome, from the anti-aging to eye health, brain health, heart health, joint health, gastrointestinal health, immune system. The Institute of Molecular Virology released a study out of Ulm, Germany, last 2 years ago in November, showing that Aronia acts as an antiviral. It's also antibacterial and antifungal. These compounds that are found in Aronia assist in those areas as well. I know we've talked a lot about the health area of this, but I guess maybe, I see Scott must have got pulled away here. Does anybody have any questions that they'd like to ask me? Maybe we'll take a couple questions here. Or Scott, you back? Okay.
Yeah, I'm back. But yeah, we can always take a question. But if you have a question, put it in the chat. We'll take it from the chat. Real quickly, Tony, and by the way, thank you. It's a beautiful overview. I don't want to take too many of people's time yet tonight. I know Melissa wanted this, and everyone wanted this as an introduction to you, Tony. You all have known Tony for years, for a lot of years. Incidentally met because of this berry, and the life-changing effect it had on me, my family. And I fell in love with it a long time ago. And it will have a profound effect on your life, on your family's life. That you talk about amazing. When you literally look at this thing, the incredible program that Akana has now teamed up with the Aronia berry in this way, I don't think there's a better health program on planet Earth. I really don't. I just do not think there's another health program that can touch this. And I'm excited about that.
I agree.
Tony, I know a question came across there. Did you see that?
Yes. So when it comes to the neuronal diseases that we have, there's several studies out there that show that Aronia, there's a certain compound in Aronia called uracilic acid. And patients who have had MS, multiple sclerosis, they show that this compound called uracilic acid actually repairs the myelin sheath and stops the progression. In that study, they show that this may have the same type of action in other neuronal diseases. And of course, Alzheimer's is one of them. We know there's no known cure for Alzheimer's. We just want to try to slow the process down. But I know as our brain ages, our brain shrinks, and there's, I think some of it's function, but it's also the aging process. So when I look at Aronia as being anti-aging, the self-protective actions that the compounds have in Aronia, I think it would definitely be something I would be taking. I've had family members who have Alzheimer's, and I know we were able to, I feel personally that we were able to hold that last stage off for several years in the family. And that's about all I can tell you on that. There's no specific thing that says that it can cure Alzheimer's.
Yeah, and again, we don't cure any diseases here. We
Correct.
can't make any of those claims, but what we can say, and this is important, what we can say to you is it's very simple. Because it's so soluble, it's so water soluble, and all that goes with it, it can pass through the blood-brain barrier as well, and that is a significant piece of information. Somebody just asked about blood pressure, Tony.
We did do one of the studies that came out that we included on the Akana Aronia juice. We did use a small percentage, like a half of 1% lemon juice added to the Aronia. This study came out back in, I believe, 2009 that showed by adding a small portion of a lemon juice to the Aronia increased the absorption rate through the blood-brain barrier of these anthocyanins and proanthocyanidins. So yes, that's one thing I wanted to make sure that you all know. From a blood pressure standpoint, yes, if you're on blood pressure pills or on blood thinners, you want to get your blood tested, because there's many of our customers that have bought in the past have had to have their blood pressure medicines lowered, and their if they're on a blood thinner of some sort like a Coumadin, they've had to have that lowered, because the Aronia compounds have been studied extremely large. A number of studies have shown that Aronia helps with the circulatory, with the relaxing of the blood vessels and the arteries, as well as the heart and the brain. So yes, you want to monitor that with your blood pressure, and making sure that that's stays in the range that need it to be.
Yeah, no known side effects.
None. Nope.
Yeah, no known side effects, anything like that. You can mix just anything with this juice, anything at all. And yes, you should take it every day. We recommend taking that shot in the morning and shot in the evening every day of your life. It is good for you, and it is very, very important part of your diet. Tony, let's just close it up, because I've known you for so many years, and I'm still learning. Okay, and we're going to have more of these, right, Q&A and all sorts of stuff. But I did want to make this an introduction. I did want to help everyone understand how serious this is and what a big deal this is. We encourage you, go to PubMed. It's public, right? Go to PubMed and start looking up Aronia melanocarpa, and you'll just see the scads and scads and scads of studies, all the studies, and you'll be blown away how this kills colon cancer cells, how it does all sorts of other things, how much studies are there is mind-blowing to me, from reputable universities, medical facilities, viral
The
studies.
City of Hope, was the last one in March, released one on colorectal cancer and Aronia. It's incredible.
Big time,
So
big time.
you go there and just, when you get on the sites of PubMed or any other medical, put Aronia and whatever your concern is, your health concern that you're wanting to look at, and see if there's been any studies. There's literally a study for, I mean, it goes from fingernails to skin, morphology, hair. I mean, it's just all over the place. There's so many studies that have been done. So I encourage you to look at that, to learn. If you have more questions, I'm sure, Scott, any of the customers here or advocates for Arcana, they can get questions to you and get them to us, and we can try to find those answers out for you.
You know it, brother. And we thank you so much for being part of our family here at Arcana and be willing to do this with us. It is so special. It's such a big wow. It's such a big wow.
That was very interesting, wasn't it? I think the more we hear, a couple of people waiting, the more we hear those recordings and information about the Aronia berry juice and its benefits, the more we understand what a gem we have in our hands. So let me just share my screen here, and I'm going to just give you guys just something you might want to take a, oh, wait a minute, I have to say share the screen first. Take a screenshot. All right, y'all already told you who I was. Okay, so the Aronia berry juice has, the Aronia berries and the juice have a plethora of vitamins and minerals in it. And you can see some of them there. You can see antioxidants, polyphenols, carotenoids, all kinds of, you got your B vitamins there. You got your tocopherols, vitamin K, and then in the minerals, you've got a variety of the minerals that are so important to our body's function, especially magnesium, which is, oh my goodness, magnesium is active in thousands of processes within our body, from detoxification to cell health to muscle relaxation, especially of the smooth muscles like the heart and that kind of thing. So you can see that it's pretty well stocked when it comes to beneficial substances. And then we come to our antioxidants, and they actually support and reduce oxidative stress. And I think everybody pretty much knows what oxidative stress is. If not, let me just refresh your memory. So oxidative stress is actually a form of physiological stress that's caused by an imbalance between the production and accumulation of oxygen reactive species in the cell and the tissues. And this can result in a gap in the system's ability to detoxify these reactive products. So while it may seem a little abstract, research has actually shown that oxidative stress can be responsible for the onset of diseases like cancer, diabetes, metabolic disorders, which include, heart problems and hypertension, atherosclerosis, and again, like I said, cardiovascular diseases. So by making sure that you include antioxidants in your diet, you can actually prevent the state of oxidative stress, which can really set you up to be more healthy. Okay, then another thing that antioxidants do is that they support disease prevention. So most of the disease prevention capabilities that are associated with antioxidants are also related to oxidative stress. And there's actually a report in research in pharmacological sciences that shows that by reducing oxidative stress, antioxidants can actually support normal cellular function and offer additional protection against diseases. So antioxidants have been linked to lower rates of cancer, tumors, diabetes, atherosclerosis, cardiovascular diseases, and metabolic disorders in many cases. So research is ongoing, but it's really looking good in terms of, the body's ability to really protect itself and support normal, healthy function when it gets the antioxidants that it needs. Antioxidants also support eye health, as Farmer Tony mentioned. So by introducing more antioxidant-rich foods into your diet, this can have a particularly effective impact on the risk for certain major eye concerns, specifically age-related macular degeneration, as well as cataracts. In fact, a 2013 study that was published in Clinical Interventions in Aging found that it may also slow the progression of age-related macular degeneration. The beta carotene and vitamin E are also quite well known for these properties. Those are antioxidants too. Antioxidants are also very effective in aiding in brain function. Did you know that due to the amount of oxygen that the brain uses in its daily functioning through naturally high metabolic activity, it is more susceptible than most of the body's other systems to free radical attack? One of the major ways that you can protect your brain against this attack is by consuming antioxidants. Specifically, antioxidants have the potential to delay various forms of cognitive decline, like memory loss. And so this is also related to oxidative stress, which can contribute to things like Alzheimer's and other forms of memory loss and decline in cognitive function. And I think that was one of the topics that was mentioned that you guys wanted to discuss more about in the future. I think with everybody aging, and it varies. We've got a wide range of associates in Akana. And so we've got millennials, we've got, I think we've got a few Gen Zs, and then we've got the baby boomers who are particularly interested in things like cognitive decline. And not only that, we've got parents and grandparents who are up in age and falling prey to some of these brain decreases in brain function and cognitive function. So of course we really like to know what we can do about that. And so antioxidants is the key. And with our Aronia berry, we have, oh my goodness. Okay, so the norm, let me see if I've got that here. The normal or the standard auric value or antioxidant capacity of Aronia berries is about 16,000. And our particular form of Aronia berry juice, because of the proprietary farming practices that Farmer Tony and his crew use, as well as the manufacturing processes that they use, increases our Aronia berries to 41,000 plus. So you can see that's more than double what the average is. Sorry, I don't have that slide up, but you can see some of the other berries that have antioxidant properties, but you can see that they are actually nowhere near the level of antioxidants and standard Aronia berries, not to mention ours, which again are over 2 times what the standard Aronia berry oxidative capacity is, antioxidative capacity is. So I'm with Farmer Tony. I'm drinking some Aronia berry juice throughout the day. Anytime I can get it in, I start my day off with it. And fortunately, our 16.9 ounce bottles have lemon juice in it already, which again increases the movement of the antioxidants across the brain barrier and increases the utilization of the other properties of the juice. And so if you have the large bottle, which does not have the lemon juice already in it, it's perfectly fine to squeeze a little bit of lemon juice in there as you take it in the morning and or the evening. And actually, you could also put a drop of our lemon essential oil in there and get some of the same benefits. Okay, let me see what else we have here. Didn't I? Oh yeah, and so of course, one of the greatest benefits of the Aronia berries and the antioxidant properties are that they reduce inflammation. And because inflammation often gets a bad rap, it's not always negative or of concern, because actually inflammation serves an important purpose in our body within reason. Inflammation is the process of your white blood cells protecting you against infection from outside the body, such as from bacteria. However, that doesn't mean that it's always comfortable or necessary. Yeah, inflammation can be pretty uncomfortable because inflammation can manifest in a variety of symptoms, including headaches, joint pain, muscle pain. And the way that antioxidants prevent inflammation is relatively simple. As they protect the cells from damage, they can prevent those unwanted inflammatory responses from occurring at all. So that in that sense, you get a normal range of the inflammatory process as opposed to it just going haywire, which is what happens in many cases when we don't get enough antioxidants in our diet. Antioxidants also support healthy aging process. So amid the claims that a diet rich in antioxidants can slow, prevent, or even reverse the aging process, it's time to set the record straight. There's nothing that can scientifically disrupt the aging process. However, there is evidence to suggest that antioxidants can support a healthy aging process. Remember, we talked about aging gracefully. Well, antioxidants are one of the things that can help us do that from a physiological standpoint. From the mental elements of improving memory and preventing Alzheimer's to general disease prevention and playing a vital role in the bone remodeling processes, antioxidants can work to keep the body protected and agile throughout the aging process. And I think that is one of the hallmarks of people aging not so gracefully, where they no longer are as flexible and agile as they had been in their earlier age, and they become stiff, and it takes forever to get up out of a chair. You can't sit too long, and that kind of thing. And so by including an adequate amount and sources of antioxidants, you really make yourself less subject to fall prey to a lot of those aging foibles, I'll call them, for lack of a better word. So they can also, antioxidants can also keep your skin healthy, because antioxidants can contribute to healthy aging on the inside, and they can also do the same on the outside. In fact, I've been investigating how to use Aronia berries topically, and that's coming along pretty good. I'm getting some great information. So who knows what that will lead to. By helping to fight free radical damage, antioxidants can offer extra protection for the skin. Not only can the prevention of inflammation help to ward off things like redness, puffiness, and premature aging, but antioxidants can also protect against ultraviolet sun damage, which causes premature aging and wrinkles. And for the most part, I think that we as colored or people of color have an advantage, and don't fall prey to so much of the UV damage that people of lighter persuasions do. So that's a benefit. So with these antioxidants, we ought to be able to stave it off really well. One of the most common and effective antioxidants for skin care is vitamin C. And vitamin C can help reverse and prevent discoloration, as well as aid in collagen production, which is important for keeping the skin supple, and wrinkle-free. And one of the best ways to use vitamin C for the skin is to apply it topically. And Aronia berries have quite a bit of vitamin C in it. This is why so many skin and facial products contain vitamin C. In skincare products, you'll often see vitamin C listed as L-ascorbic acid or ester C or that kind of thing. Okay, and then they also participate in a healthy gut microbiome, which we're finding more and more information about and hearing more information about the absolute necessity of having a healthy gut biome. So your gut health has the potential to impact your body from head to toe. Everything from your mental health to your skin can be affected by the state of your gut microbiome. And it really is a microbiome because it's complete with a healthy bacteria that, excuse me, with healthy bacteria that keeps everything in balance. So that's why it's so important to, have your fiber and your fiber to help with the gut's production of the probiotics, and maintaining a balance in the gut's microbiome. Research in the journal Antioxidants shows that antioxidants can reduce intestinal oxidative stress levels by modulating the composition of the beneficial microbial species within the gut, and there are many. This can help to provide a strong and balanced foundation for your gut health. Antioxidants are just one part of a healthy, balanced diet, and they can give you a boost from the inside out. And so this is another reason to, eat your fruits and veggies, because they have plenty of antioxidants in them and they've got plenty of fiber to help support a healthy microbiome. Okay. Where are we in time? I don't see the time. Oops, we're over. Okay, let me just give you a couple more. So we talked about the anti-inflammatory process. We talked about immune system support, cancer prevention, digestive health. The other thing about those antioxidants and the benefits of the Aronia berry juice is that in supporting gut health and a healthy microbiome, problems like heartburn, problems like gastroesophageal reflux disease, or GERD, and acid reflux and those kind of things are less likely to occur if you have a healthy amount of antioxidants in your diet. And then, of course, weight management, by balancing the digestive health and your microbiome. This is going to increase the body's ability to healthily manage the weight, and any efforts that you make yourself towards that purpose will be enhanced. We just talked about skin health and eye health, as well as cognitive function, which is something that we will go into further. What happened? At a later time. And then blood sugar control is an area that is of great concern for many, many people these days, because we have an overabundance, almost epidemic proportions of people that are diabetic, not to mention those that are pre-diabetic, and some don't even know it. So in terms of blood sugar control, the antioxidants and our Aronia berry juice are actually a great plus in terms of supporting blood sugar control, because it supports a healthy liver function, as well as a healthy pancreatic function. There's something else I wanted to share with you guys. Okay. And then antibacterial and antiviral properties have been discovered with the Aronia berry juice. In fact, the National Institutes of Health actually did some studies and found that Aronia berries were very effective in terms of preventing and protecting our bodies from the ravages of bacterial infections as well as viral infections. They actually did a study where they combined Aronia berries and elderberries, and they found that that particular combination actually showed effectiveness in terms of prevention, and they proposed that it also has the potential to treat viral infections such as COVID and other forms of influenza. So I thought that that was very, very interesting. Okay, so now, let me see. So anthocyanins are also one of the beneficial components of the Aronia berry. And the anthocyanins actually possess anti-diabetic, anti-cancerous, anti-inflammatory, antimicrobial, as well as anti-obesity effects, and not to mention effects in the prevention of cardiovascular diseases. The anthocyanins actually are what give the Aronia berries their dark, rich color, and those anthocyanins may actually lower your blood pressure and keep your blood vessels healthy and soft and pliable the way that they need to be. So that would be a benefit, especially in terms of things like atherosclerosis and decreasing the elasticity of the vessels, hardening of the vessels, and that kind of thing. So it is now 8:10. Let me see what else I got on here. Are there any questions?
Dr. Betty, I have a question. If you're is it okay for a pregnant lady to drink the elderberry to drink the juice?
Aronia berry.
No, I mean Aronia berry juice. I'm sorry.
I have not seen any contraindications listed in terms of drinking the Aronia berry juice. It's like eating some fruit. It's like eating elderberries. It's like eating raspberries, that kind of thing. So I would say that as long as a person does not overdo it, there shouldn't be any reason that they cannot drink it. If there is any concern, certainly I would recommend and encourage them to speak with their healthcare provider, because we know that every individual is different and everybody has different issues. So it's always beneficial to speak with your healthcare provider, as they hopefully know you and your specific condition, the condition of your body, any special needs that you might have, and that kind of thing. So they could help you make, or that person make, an intelligent decision.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Anybody else?
Dr. Betty, this is Karen again. I just don't want you to forget about checking on that pH for me.
Oh, trust me, I have already made the call.
Oh, okay, thank you.
I'm curious too. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes,
No worries. I got you. Karen, can
yes.
you, do you have my
Well,
phone number?
no, I don't, but I can take it down right quick.
Okay, here we go. 312.
Just a second.
Okay.
312
771
771
6112.
6112. Okay.
Awesome. Okay, anybody else?
Thank you, Dr. Betty.
You're welcome. Okay, guys. So I want to thank you guys for joining today. And I hope that the information shared today was beneficial to you. As you know, we here at Akana aim to bring the state-of-the-art products as well as services to our Akana family and your customers. And so if there are questions or concerns that you have or topics that you would like to see explored, please share with me. We have more and more people coming on to our medical advisory board, and I am so excited because we'll have the opportunity to actually share more information from people in a wide variety with a wide variety of topics, as well as a wider variety of medical professionals. So has anybody thought of something else that they wanted to have explored? Not yet, huh? Okay. So you guys can email me at compliance@akana.com if you think of something, and I'd be more than happy to get that information and work on getting a presenter for whatever those topics are. So with that, I want to say have a great rest of your evening, a great week, and I hope to see you all next week. Peace.
Good night.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye-bye. And guess what? We still have an opportunity to push, as Phyllis says. So let's keep it moving, guys.